What's going on, everyone? It's the Nesco. Welcome back to Spyro 2. In the last episode, we finished off Scorch, and in this episode, we are not going to do Fracture Hills just yet. I actually want to get finished with the Metro Speedway. Since Fracture Hills, guess what? It's another one of those levels you can't complete 100% the first time you're there. So, to, make sure you get all you can out of this episode, I'm going to do a Speedway. One of the two you can get in Autumn Plains. Metro Speedway is kind of... I wouldn't say it's difficult. Because of the layout that they have you posted in, they tell you pretty much which challenges to go to, and then if you go that direct route, you're going to accomplish it no matter what. But this one does have one of the funniest challenges, the bungee jumpers. Listen real close. Gets me every time. I love their scream. Ah! Stuff like that. Oh, it's hilarious. I love them. And they're bungee jumping like seals or something. If you look close enough, I think they're seals. This is a really weird game if you haven't gotten it by now. And right here, oh, more seals, I think. Would you consider those seals? I don't know, but they have my seal of approval. Badum-tish. There's another hyper day. Oh no! Okay, we're not dying here, not dying here. Alright, just have the arches left, and I've got plenty of time. In fact, I probably should have done the arches first, because I'll eventually end up back there. Okay, so the layout isn't exactly as good as I thought it was. I think it's because when you go through the original arch pathway that they wanted you to go, you could take out the guys with the stop signs. But, no problem, we're done. And yeah, I did fail it once. I ran out of time. So, try to beat my time. Shouldn't be that hard, because I goofed off. So, now we have to do the orb challenge, and I can't remember where it is. Give me a minute and let me look for it. Oh! Oh, here it is. Okay. What's up?
We've been having a crime problem here in Metro Speedway, but I think you might be able to help. A band of cat burglars have been raiding my re-election funds by scaling the walls of the buildings. Would you be willing to help get rid of them?
Anything for you, sir.
Great! The hunter has been able to knock the scoundrels off of the buildings, but we need you to catch the loot before it lands in the canal and is lost. The hunter is waiting for you outside. Good luck!
The Hunter? Hunter has a title now? Well, this challenge here can be kind of difficult. Reason being, Hunter will shoot the burglars and the loot will fall out on this little parachute. That's not the hard part, because you just have to follow behind him and you'll be able to get it. What's kind of devious, though, is where these thieves actually are and where the loot falls. And you have to be quick, because the loot will fall somewhat fast. I found that just sticking to where Hunter is and actually following his pathway will let you get the loot. I mean, that's all you have to do in the first place. Some of the turns can kind of... Oh, no. Some of the turns, as you can see, can be a little bit crazy because you can't see. You can hear him shoot the guy, but you can't see the loot until right at the very end. And now we have the hardest one. Nothing to it.
Well done! You really taught those crooks a lesson.
Indeed I did. And thank you very much, Mayor. I'll vote for you. That reminds me of that episode from the Powerpuff Girls. Vote for Mayor for Mayor! That always got it. That always got me laughing. And now we're done with Metro Speedway. I guess now we should, head on over to the level we were supposed to do. I don't dislike Fracture Hills. It's just I wish we could do it all in one go. Meet you there. Fracture Hills, hello! Come into this level with a smile on my face and just yelling. Ah, this level. Fate worse than death. The bagpipes.
Well, hello there, Mr. Dragon. You're pretty cute for a quadruped. I wish I could take you on a tour of our temple, but a bunch of lousy Earthshapers have encased it in stone.
As well as all the satyrs. And I was just kidding. I actually really love bagpipe music. Take a listen.
Thank you for releasing me. There are still some satyrs trapped in stone.
Oh, I am gonna have to go rescue all the satyrs. Fracture Hills! This is the level that I've noticed a lot of people do not like playing, mainly because of the main enemy, the Earthshapers. The Earthshapers can be kind of a... well, you can't kill them, let's say that. 400 gems and 3 orbs. Not the longest level, but you can't finish it in the first time you're here, so you're gonna have to come back with a new ability that we haven't seen yet. And if you ever get hurt, look for the dancing pigs! I love those dancing pigs. Every time you save one of these satyrs, they just start dancing. Look at him go! Look at that funny little oinker! So there are a total of 6 satyrs, or satyrs, however you want to pronounce it, here in Fracture Hills. Save them all and you're able to go inside the temple. That's the main goal here, as well as taking out the Earthshapers. I keep wanting to call them Earthshakers, but that's not exactly right. Speaking of the satyrs, have you noticed so far that they don't have actual names? Oh, you jerk. Every other character in this level has a name, except for the satyrs. Satyrs, however you want to pronounce it. And I think I know why. See, God, I hate you guys. See, the only reason every other character has a name is because they're in one specific spot. Now, I don't know how the programming of this would go well, because I myself am not a programmer, and that was really dumb. But because there's multiple characters and you can release them in multiple ways, like you don't have to go for the first one first, it's an optional release, they all would say the same thing. If you went around Fracture Hills, let's go for this, and you released the last guy in the level first, he would say the same thing that the first one would. So they couldn't name them because then it would be inconsistent. So that's my understanding of, general programming and why those guys don't have names. It's a really small detail, but I always like to nitpick sometimes. Now, Fracture Hills itself, I love the design of this level. It is such a cool-looking level, but it's got the weirdest monsters. You got the man-eating shrubs, and you got trees with eyes and beehives, and then, of course, the Earthshapers. Luckily, all this, shrubbery and forestry can be taken out with a simple flame, but the Earthshapers? Not so much. You have to push them into lava. That in itself is kind of difficult, because they're really good with that pickaxe. And speaking of which, if you take a look at the Earthshapers long enough, you'll see them scratch their butt with their axe. So you don't want to get hit by it after that, because heaven knows... I'm going to stop that thought right there. I'm going to just nip it in the bud. And you are a jerk! Get down there. I barely had sparks for a minute or so. And I need to get rid of him without dying. Oh, that's not lava. Oops. My bad. I found that if you want to avoid the pickaxe, jumping and charging towards them, they will almost always miss you. In fact, I think they always do miss you. And I love that little wave. They're like, oh, why would you do that? And then you could just take them out. It's very satisfying, because these are indestructible enemies. You can't charge them, can't flame them, but you can destroy them. Lava makes them blow up. Just like real rocks. I guess. If you don't want to get hit by the bees that those trees are carrying, just stay a little ways away from them. If you start to go towards them, then yes, you will get hurt, but you don't have to worry about it too much. I think Fracture Hills is one of the levels that the designers were the most fond of, because there are so many things to talk about this. Like, it shares a theme with Idle Springs, the first level in the game, not the first level that we did. But it's also advertised on the back of the jewel case. If you actually own a copy of Spyro 2, it's actually on the back of the jewel case along with Scorch and Skelos Badlands. I just think they were really happy with this one, and I can see why. Because this is one of the ones where they introduce the last ability that we have to get, which I won't spoil. But just for now, we're going to complete everything that we can in here. I'm going to get as many gems as we can, but I'm going to save the orbs until later. Because I don't want to get them all right now. But for now, I'll just open up the open up the temple. And I love how that music is pretty much doing dancing itself.
It's great to be free. Now there is only one satyr left to rescue.
Oh, finally, only one more satyr. I really love the actors in this. I think I've mentioned this a lot of times before, but they have to pull so many voices just out of nowhere, and okay, he wasn't exactly in the lava, but I'll take it. I will take any Earthshaper death. Earthshaper, Earthshaker. I don't know. Yeah, Earthshapers. There we go. Get out of here. And there he goes. Alright, those guys. They've got me targeted, man. They want me gone. That's gonna be annoying, because I know what's going on over there. Get in there. I think your buddy actually helped you into the lava. What a jerkwad. Few more gems every here and there. There are so many gems in this level. Either that or it feels like a lot of gems. It's just because they're dispersed over such a big level. And maybe that's why they were so happy with this level. Because it feels like a large level. Like all the other ones, we were going through like different sections of the big 3D level that they had made. Oh no! You jerk! Let me out! That wasn't cool. At least I got an extra life, so all is forgiven. Maybe that's why they were so fond of Fracture Hills. Because, yeah, this feels like a huge level, all because there isn't like a point A, a point B, and a point C. In the other levels, you'll notice that we kind of go through, you kind of see where point A and point B would be. But this one is just huge. There is no differing points, it's just all one big landscape. And I would be proud of that if I was a designer. I'd be like, hey, look at this. I made this level feel longer when it's almost the exact same size as everything else. There's the latter half of the level. Won't be going there yet because pretty much that's where the rest of everything is. And he is looking at me something fierce. Let loose your bees. No, not the bees. The very last satyr. And this music just goes everywhere. It's going nuts. And I want you to see how much destruction bagpipe music does. Wow!
Now that you have rescued all the satyrs in Fracture Hills, you ought to go into the temple.
I think I will. I'll head straight over there to the temple and go inside and see what it has in it. I believe that's a good idea. I try my best, okay? I know I'm not the best voicer person, but to try my best. I learned my Irish voice from Lucky, the Lucky Charms mascot. Oh, and there was a little fawn in here. What was she doing in here? What do you have to say, little missy?
Oh, hi, Dragon Boy. You're probably expecting me to be all like, you're my hero. Thanks for saving poor, helpless little me, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, short stuff. I was only in here because I like the peace and quiet. Anyway, the other fawns wanted me to give you this talisman.
How would you know? You were encased in stone. And I do love that punchline. Alright, right there, that's called the bronze flute, but it's actually a pan flute. And, honey, we could have had something. Your loss. Not even the Earthshapers can resist that music. By the way, if you want to hear some of the best bagpipe music, look up Amazing Grace on bagpipes. That is the greatest song to hear with the bagpipes. Gets me every time. So we are temporarily done with Fracture Hills. Trust me, we'll be back. But next time on Spyro 2, we'll be hitting up Magma Cone. See you guys next time.